Today I'm going to show you how to make this little pizza, this slice of pizza here. And you can make about 7 or 8 to make a whole pizza if you want. But I'm going to make this exact one with the pepperoni on it, the 3 pepperonis. And you can also do it here to add the extra cheese color and also the sausage if you like. But it's the same general idea. You're going to need 29 yellow, 3 reds for the pepperonis if you're going to add these 3 pepperonis, and 17 brown rubber bands for the crust. So to start, we're going to take, for the cheese, we're going to take 2 single yellow rubber bands with a loom in that configuration. We're going to put it with the arrows pointing to you from the center peg down 1. Since I'm making solid colors, I'm going to just take 2 single yellow and coming down diagonally, so from the center second to the 3rd side peg. And for the pepperonis, what we want to do, we're going to take a single red. If you want to do sausage, you can do brown. And I'm going to go ahead and loop it around a hook 3 times to create 4 loops. And take one of your cheese rubber band, the yellow, and go ahead and slide the pepperoni right onto the yellow rubber band. And since we have 3 here, I'm going to go ahead and do 3 of them. So that's 1, 2, 3, creating 4 loops, and then pulling the pepperoni right onto there. And you can also do green for the bell pepper if you want. 1, 2, 3, 4 to create 4 loops. Take your single, pulling your pepperoni onto there. That's my 3rd pepperoni. And if you want to do multicolor, you can go ahead and take a single. Let's continue on our pizza. Take your single, put it 1, and then if you want multicolor like this, different colored cheese, you can put that rubber band there on top of it. And here I'm going to add a pepperoni onto it. So that's a single yellow for the cheese and then a pepperoni right on top of there. So each peg will have 2 single rubber bands. So I'm going to kind of stagger my pepperoni. So we are now connecting from the 2nd peg in the center to the 3rd peg. So the next row, we're taking 2 single rubber bands and putting it down. Again, each peg has 2 single rubber bands. And wherever you want to put your pepperoni, go ahead and take a single rubber band and then put your pepperoni right onto that same 2 pegs. So there's 2 rubber bands on each peg. And I'm going to continue up my pizza. I'm going to put one here. And now, if you want to add some different color cheese on there, you can go ahead and put a single rubber band and then add the different colored cheese on there to make it, give it multiple color. But since I'm going to do solid, I'm putting 2 same color rubber band onto there. So I'm just going up. Again, I'm creating 3 rows after my diagonal here. So here, my last set, taking 2 single rubber bands. And I'm going to put my last pepperoni in the center section. And you can have as many as you want. And then my last peg here, I'm putting 2 single rubber bands. And now we're ready to add the crust. Taking 2 single crust color, whichever color it is. I happen to have brown. I don't have tan, but I'm going to use brown. And I'm going to put it on these 3 pegs. So 2 single rubber bands across. For those 3 rows there. And now let's go ahead and cap the ends off here with a single rubber band, looping it twice, creating 3 loops. So that's 1, 2, creating 3 loops. 1, 2, 3, if you're going to count it that way. The first loop counts as 1, as long as you're creating 3 loops. So that's what you have. And now let's put some holding rubber bands. Take a single, double it, and we're going to put it on this first row across near the tip of our pizza. And don't let it overlap. And then again, another single, double, put it on the next row. So that's single, double here, single, double there. Take a single and just put it across. And now let's make the end part of our pizza. Take 2 single rubber bands and put it from, you can work on this side if you want, but I'm going to put it from here to there. And then another 2, this is to make our crust full from here to there. So that's what you should have, from this peg to this peg, skip, leave a space, and from that peg to that peg. And now we are going to take a single rubber band and loop it twice to create 3 loops. Do the same thing on this end. So I'm capping this side, and now I'm capping this side. 2, 3. So now I'm going to loop up, go under the cap band, grab the bottom 2 rubber band, and very carefully looping it onto itself. And the other side, same thing. It's kind of awkward because it's backwards, but we're going to reach under the cap band, grab the bottom 2, and looping it onto itself. And now you can push it down a little bit. We're going to take 2 single rubber bands, and these will be a holding rubber band, so 2 single, the same as the crust, and we're going to close up that space there. So we're putting it from that peg to that peg, connecting our crust. So let's go ahead and take off our capping bands there on the side. And now we are going to go under, and we are going to pull our crust and getting it right onto that center rubber band, the 2 we just put on. So we're going to go on the outside and looping it up and then bringing it right onto those 2 rubber bands. Same thing on the other side, go right under it, grab it, and pulling it. So now our crust is on that 2 rubber band that we just put on. And now let's go ahead and take it out very carefully, one side holding it, one side on your hook. And we're putting it onto our pizza all the way across, so connecting it. And then spread out the crust that we have, the 2 sets. And then we are going to put it across these 3 pegs. So here's one set, and that's the other crust right here. And then we're just in the center peg, loop it. So it should look like that. And now we are ready to loop up. Go under the cap band where the crust is, start there, grabbing the bottom 2 bands and looping it onto itself. Let's go ahead and finish one of the sides up. Continue all the way up, reaching under, looping it onto itself. Don't pull up any cap band, any holding rubber bands, just pull it back, grabbing the bottom 2 and looping it onto itself. And stop right there. Let's go ahead and do the other side. Going under the cap band, looping it onto itself. Just keep going in there, grabbing the bottom 2 rubber bands, creating teardrops as you go. Make sure you're grabbing the bottom 2, creating teardrops. Otherwise your pizza will fall apart. And now let's do the center. Go under, grab the bottom 2, and just continue all the way up. Now we're here to this top peg where all the rubber bands are. Go ahead and reach in. We want to make sure we grab the bottom 2 single rubber bands there and looping it onto itself. So if any tension, go ahead and release it. Take your last whole single and go ahead and create your slip knot. This is the tip of our pizza. There you go, and now we're ready to take it off the loom. Now we have our pizza off the loom. There's your slice, and if you want you can tuck in your charm string to hide, but you don't have to. So there's your pizza with the pepperoni, and the placement, you can place it wherever you want. And here I have some sausage and different color bands on it. So again, you can make 7 or 8 to make a whole pizza, but that's your pizza. I hope you like it. Thanks for watching.